Welcome to the mali-talkshow, where Mali and her guests are breaking through barriers and talk about topics close to their hearts.
We all have this spark that makes us wake up every day and do what we do. The things that I'm doing when it comes to impact female founder, raising strong community, having a fund that invests in diverse team and female founder is a need, is not something that's nice to have. Milian, how are you?
I'm fine so far, thanks. And you?
I'm good. I'm from Berlin. You are in Munich. Oh, you were born in Munich. You are in Hamburg. And I'm very, very proud to have you in my talk show today. After 2 conversations that we had, and to be honest, you blowed my mind away. And I will tell you why. Because you are a coacher. You're a guy born and raised in Munich, and correct me if I'm wrong in everything I'm saying.
You're
and
wrong.
on the same on the same time, when we talked, and you approached me, and I said, why? Why you want to talk? And you said, I'm a coacher that focusing on women, and I have a company that's called Women with Wow. So everything that goes with women and wow, it's me before everything, okay? I am the first ambassador for this message. But on top of it, it's really challenged me to learn more about what you're doing, because it's male, supporting women in a personal level, in a business level. In Germany, gain the trust for German women, which I know the culture, it's not that obviously, and the stage is yours. I want to hear how you're doing this and for how long, and who is the typical customer, I would call it.
All right, a lot of questions, I guess. So where do I start? I think it's the question about how could I connect to women in a German-speaking country where you have all this maybe regularities or something like that.
Yeah.
Restrictions,
you close it to one question right now. I love it.
So, I think I had a bit luck, but also I put effort in it, because it all started in my past while I was young, and my father left us, so my mother was alone with us, and he just never called me or something like that, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not having that worth to be called, right? To get care of, and therefore I was in this process where I just not was able to stand up for myself, and I just denied myself also, so a part of me. And
until what age?
I think it was up to 18, like 18 up to 20. And at this age I started to make music, because my grandfather just taught me the guitar, and I wrote own songs, and very emotional ones about my own past, about the things where I just denied myself. So after a lot of gigs, so my first gig in front of 2,000 people, and there were a few more, a lot of persons came to me and asked me questions, but also said they're so fulfilled because there's someone on this stage who just understands what they have to suffer from. And this was the point where I realized I could heal people. Not only because with my songs, but also because of my education. I have 2 parents a stepfather and a mother, both the coaches as well. So
You couldn't run away from it.
yes, that's right. And the woman also came to me after the gigs. And I just realized it were more women than men. So I think because of this, I maybe had a very emotional but also smooth entrance to their life.
But why? How you made it? You know, it's not typical guy, white male. Okay, you told me like I'm half German, half Latino, so this is the Latino part. I mean, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah. So how did I just convert maybe the talk after the gigs to a company where my team and me just advise women in their personality? I think it's because of my Latino part, maybe.
Okay.
Because it's this warm part. Maybe a lot of women in Germany don't know this warmth a lot. Maybe. There are a lot of guys here in Germany who just have struggles to express their emotions. And I think I was different. So how did I do it? I just was myself in a way with my Latino part, but I could also just see maybe my German part and put it all together to translate it and say, hey, I can help you. But look, my service has also a price, right? And if you
made
want
it in
to,
business.
yes. And then I started only with talking about one sentence. Hey, I can help you. Maybe it will help you. But I also need an energy exchange, because otherwise I would maybe I would go to some burnout or something like that.
But when we talked, because purely you made it a business, and this is where I want to take it, because a lot of women as well, also guys, of course, they know maybe what their strengths are, but not necessarily how to convert it to a company, convert it to a business. It can come from different angles. But something you told me when we spoke, you said like, it's important thing that right now the men will wake up. And I want to ask you, like, what, and I know you focus on the German ladies, this is why I'm pushing. This is something I'm trying to crack, you know, because as a business, I see it as a laid-back sector, not really fighting, not really thinking big enough or dare to dream big enough. And this is something I'm really fighting, you know, I'm showing or trying my best to show that this is really capable, you know, bringing role model, bringing discussion. This talk show is all about this. So what you saw there exactly that makes you like, the guys need to wake up, because you probably saw something in women that maybe others didn't.
So, because of my past, and I'm also a student of a grandmaster from China, I had the honor to just experience a lot of emotions and situations for myself that I could use as a skill to look at other people, because I just did my journey in my inner self, and I'm doing it right now, by the way. I'm not the master.
Okay.
Yeah. And because I did the journey to my inner self, I could feel with my empathy more about the other people. And a lot of people are scared of me and my skills, because they can't hide. So what you described maybe is just like what we just in our team just talked about it. It's the nutcracker effect, our method. And it's just me just looking at people and telling them after 10 minutes, okay, maybe you have some problems there or some challenges there. Maybe we could talk about that. It's the very deep empathy I can get. I can get all the emotions just looking in your eyes, in person.
So you actually say that this is something that is one of your skills.
It's one of my skills. It's experience, routine, because I just my education was my I don't know, my whole reputation maybe, because all my skills, my abilities, everything I've learned it not from Tony Robbins or some person like that, only that one person. It's the mix of a grandmaster from China, coaches and everything. And then I get out, and then I saw what you just talked about. I saw after a long journey, a long, hard, painful journey, then I saw other people. And then then I had the courage to tell them, hey, maybe you have a problem. Do you want to talk about that problem?
So focus on the ladies that you are coaching and those success stories that I ask you about. And focus it also in where your pains are coming from. I want to hear how you really support them. Like if there's any listener in all over Germany and all over the world that's listening to us right now, and she's a woman, and she really feels that she wants to dream big, she wants to develop her personality, then she could approach you. But why?
Yeah. So the first thing maybe is to look, okay, what is your current situation? What are the people that influence you most? Are there some issues that are just block you to put effort into your dreams and like you to do your own business? Are there limiting beliefs? And because of the nutcracker effect, my method, I'm able to just go with them in only one session through all these areas of life. And we just get all the challenges and all the limiting beliefs and all the things in your life that may be a restriction to success.
Okay, but can you
and
give
after
me some
that,
tips? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And after that, we just do some deep dive work. So if you ask me like, yeah, can you give me some tips? Maybe, I don't know, because every person is individual, and I can tell you something that works for you, and for the other woman, it will not. You know that.
Of course.
But what I have is the effective way to gain these kind of tools you need to transform all these restrictions and beliefs. So I work with them not in person. I just need my phone. We just do some sessions, and after 5 to 6 sessions, we need to look if we just reach the goal. And we need a measurable goal. And this is a very important point, and I think, in personal development.
I absolutely understand you where it's coming from, the community builder that I'm doing, the investment, the being a mentor as well. But I want to ask you, coming back to your pain that you mentioned, because probably from this pain you build your business. And I want people to learn from this maybe, because I think this is an eye-opener. If you are in pain, this is taking you in some journey that you learn something. Or like if you're painful, you have to understand that this pain is coming for a reason,
So
I'm taking you with me to the journey. I see it.
I'm totally with you. Pain could be maybe the most growth you can experience in your life, but not always. And maybe it's a decision. So I like the question because good questions tells a lot about good people, right? And
Interesting.
yeah, it is. Questions are life. The right questions are the key to success, in my opinion. So I had this pain. I just feel it up to now, to be honest. But the difference and the pain, like you just asked me, was able to transform my whole personality, but only because I had the courage to see my inner dragon. And if you want to, you can see your pain like your dragon. And dragons, like we know dragons, in Game of Thrones, for example, are very strong. They have a lot of power. And pain also has a lot of power. If you want to, you can use your pain to kill people, maybe. Because you have that much pain that you just need the revenge. But you can also release the pain. You can use the pain. You have to feel it, maybe. You have to feel all the pain, and then you can use it and you can transform it to energy. And you transform it to energy that you can use for your everyday life. Every day you're thinking about the pain and you know, this is the pain and I just want to go out of it because I'm not this kind of person who just let this pain control me. I control the pain in a good way and I see you pain and I want to see you. And there's a need that you're in my life. And I choose with you to go this way, this path, but on a good and a productive way, and not on a destructive way, sorry.
It's also a pain and also a fear.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's also individual because fears are and sometimes connected to pain, right? If you just feel some pain, you have also fears about maybe getting more pain and maybe lose more family members if we're just thinking about Game of Thrones or something like that, because we're talking about dragons and pain. So I guess it could be also the fear, but maybe it's more the pain is more the result of some things, right? And from actions also, because yeah, fear could also be pain. But I think fear is in general more flexible to have also other parts. You know what I mean?
So let's say I'm a woman. I'm in Germany. I want to work with you. I want to think about someone that will join into my journey and support me to be the best version of myself, okay? So why are you different? What are you doing different than other, let's call it even like psychologic or even other coaches or mentors? What? Because you're not coming from this angle. There is something different, you know? When we talked, I said, there is something different here, you know? This is why you are on the talk show. So what is the different? How can you define what are you doing different than others?
Yes. Cool question. So one of the big differences is that I'm not alone. I have a whole team. We have team power. I'm not just like one coach to run big Tony Robbins. I'm just with my partner, Peter. And we just not only have this part where you go to some psychologist and then he just tells you about, okay, maybe you can do this and this and this and this. And then you go away and you say, okay, thank you. Oh, I'm feeling so good. And you just do nothing because you have this knowledge from him, but you just not put it onto the streets. So then maybe it could be good to have someone in your everyday life, a life manager, who helps you with that, who helps you to put your knowledge into action, right? So this is one of the differences. Then the second one is my past. I just don't want to get into the past. We just talked a lot about it. The third one, it's just like me. You just asked me, okay, why should a woman work with me? And it's because of me. Because I'm an individual, you're an individual. So, and I know, so there's this question, right? So why do you want to help women as a man? And then I say, okay, which man has the courage to do it? Why not? There's also in the German-speaking countries Stephanie Stahl, and nobody asks her why she just coaches men. Maybe the question is a bit, I don't know, not gender
No,
reveal.
but this is a good point. No one asks a woman why she is coaching men. I love it. You're right. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, because women have the empathy to do it, right? Men are just like, don't know,
I told
rational.
you, this is your Latino part. I told you it since the beginning. But, you know, to wrap up this discussion, I want really to ask you the most important question. And maybe I ask it in a different version, but I want for our listeners to be very clear about this. You know, the German women are different in business, are different in culture. I see it, you know, as coming and working with the US, born and raised in Tel Aviv, working in China, it is different. There's a lot of work to do to make the startup ecosystem owned by women, you know, put more women on stage. And my question to you is, what is the best tip that you can give right now for a German woman that's listening to you that really want to become successful and fulfill her dreams?
Yeah. Always have the courage to look in your inner self, but also take this, go out on a way that's balanced to men. Right?
That's good. That's good. That's interesting. And I will tell you something, and I think I already told you. At the moment, we will go with the Dear Leadership on stage. As I told you, we built retreat for phenomenal women here in Germany. You will be on the stage because every time we said we need to hear a woman voice in this topic, we need to hear a man voice. And I'm so happy to have you today. Thank you so much, Milian.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much.